Hey guys, welcome to the final training report here on the Blue Abroad YouTube channel ahead of round one, Carlton Richmond. Good day out at Icon Park, open training session for all of us here in Victoria. Big turnout. I'd love to know, on a side note, I'd love to know the stats of how many people turn out to open training sessions for all the clubs in the league, because we get so many. I don't know if it's because we don't get too many opportunities throughout the year for open training and maybe the demand is high and therefore when they have open training sessions, it's packed, but it's phenomenal how many people turn up just to watch the boys train. So I think by the time you're watching this video, you would have seen most of the news, but just to recap a few items that happened. Vossi came out straight away and just knocked a few things on the head. He said Charlie Curnow will not play this week. And then he mentioned that, you're going to see him out there today and he's going to look pretty good and you're going to wonder why isn't he playing? And that was spot on because I watched him train. He's not at 100%, but if he's not at 100% and he was doing the things he was doing today, it's quite remarkable what he's going to be capable of. And so I think they've got to be careful with him, obviously. And I'm glad that they are. I'm glad that they're not forcing it. I reckon he could play. I reckon he could play and still contribute and not be at 100%. But, why do that when you've got such a long season ahead? So Charlie Curnow won't play, which I think most of us were or are not surprised by. I think that's pretty straightforward. Sam Walsh will play. He said he would play if he gets through the session. He got through the session and he looked great. On a side note, I love the length of his hair. I like the hairstyle. I like what he's going with at the moment. Looks good. Looks ready, looks sharp, and it looked like to me he got through the session. So I guess you got to wait and see how he pulls up recovery-wise, but he looks like he's ready to go. So that's a big positive. That's a big tick for the team. Those are two things there. Vossi also, he said he made one comment towards the end of his speech, which I thought was interesting. You could sort of tell like you got to do these speeches in front of the fans. It's hot. He can't really be fucked. He's not really going to tell us anything that's going to change whether we win or lose. And he said something at the end which caught my attention. He said, sorry that we can't win every game, or sorry that we're not going to win every game. And I thought, why'd you say that? On the one hand, I guess it's just the reality. You can't win every game. It's highly unlikely you're going to win every single game that you play. So I guess from one lens, it was like, okay, well, fair enough, you're being real. And I've also seen this rhetoric come up recently. I think Patrick Cripps mentioned it. He wanted to see how we're going to respond, after we win 5 in a row. And then he gave the example of, if we lose 2 in a row. So I guess that's something that would have been spoken about internally that's now being projected to the external. And look, Mick Malthouse once said, you can't see us losing a game. So there's that. But I just thought it was really interesting. Maybe this is just him being honest and this is what it is. And, you can't ask for transparency and honesty and then when you get it, complain about it. So I just thought it was something I'd never heard Vossi say before or many coaches say before. So it's almost like tempering the fans, tempering the expectations somewhat. I'd be curious to see what you think about that comment. The exact comment was, sadly, we're not going to win every game. So that's that. In terms of training, things that I noticed, didn't see much of Fantasia out there at all. If anybody else who was there today, if you can confirm that. I saw Matty Cottrell go up early. I don't know what that means. That might just be a management thing. I saw Lockie Fogarty wearing the green cap, which I think that's a no contact cap. So there's that. Otherwise, they're ready. We'll just have to wait and see what happens when the ball's bounced. The other great piece of news, 2 great pieces of news, Nick Haynes will debut Thursday, which I think is great, and Lucas Camporelli will play. It was confirmed today, and to me, it comes as a shock, a pleasant shock. I guess, given where he was drafted, internally, in my mind, I thought, okay, well, he's going to take a little bit more time than maybe some of the other guys to develop, give him a year in the VFL, that kind of thing. But he's obviously impressed to the point where they want to give him a shot. They want to reward what they've seen. He definitely had this ability in the preseason matches that I saw to just his timing, where to be, when to be there, which is important. And you know what? Fair play. It's a great story. Had quite a few conversations today with different supporters about Lucas, and I was told that Scott also debuted round one in 1995. So maybe this is just one of those situations. But I think it's a great story that a pick in the range that Lucas was drafted is able to play round one. I think it's a phenomenal story. So he'll play. Nick Haynes will play. Looks like Sam Walsh is going to play. And that's about it. More updates to come. If you were at training today and you saw anything else, please leave your notes below. What did you see from the session? I'll let you take over and finish off the report in the comments. We'll go from there. I will see you this week for round one previews and all sorts of activities. We're here. Speak soon.